Hello everyone, today we are talking about XDC. What an interesting video I have for you today. I've just started recording, but with the information I've gathered, I think it's going to be a good one. So the title of the video is, what is XDC's place in the new financial system? Before I actually talk about anything else, look at the crisp quality of that thumbnail. I need to stop buying XDC, XRP, QNT, and actually invest in a high-spec quality camera. I think that would be definitely better ROI short-term when it comes to the prices of these assets. But what's XDC's place? Now, 2 videos ago, with this video of XRP, we talked about BRICS and central banks stacking up on gold. Russia, for example, their reserves since 2008 have doubled, tripled, quadrupled. They are preparing for moving back to the gold standard. And we talked about 20 odd commodities being priced in ounces of gold. What is XDC's place in all of this? When it comes to their place in being a regulated network used by banks and small, medium enterprises, when it comes to regulation and legislation going forward with this space, when are prices going to move with XDC? That's questions that people want to know, and I'm going to answer them in today's video. Also, towards the end, World Economic Forum citing Zinfin and the World Bank Council connection to the co-founder of Zinfin. A lot of value from my perspective. Hopefully you find some as well. If you do, leave a like down below. And without further ado, here we go. Okay, so before we go into these bullet points, realize XDC has just had a generational, not all-time low, but a generational bottom in years. So we haven't had these lows since around January 2021, nearly coming up on 2 years right now. We nearly went below the 2-cent positions. Insane. So you're probably stacking up an XDC right now. These low prices, you'll want it on the cold wallet. Now, Ledger used to be my favorite cold wallet. It probably still is when it comes to the overall feel and just how long I've used Ledger. But speed is so important, especially with the recent situation with all these exchanges going insolvent. You need cryptos ASAP, speedily. For XDC, is still not on Ledger Live is insane. For decent wallet, it is on, it's supported instantly. You need that. I don't really trust hot wallets too much either. I want them on my cold wallet, and there's still discounts down below. Christmas is approaching. It doesn't seem like much of a present, so to speak, but realistically, if you know someone who's in crypto who does not have a cold wallet, it's probably the best present. Making their money, their assets secure. They actually own their crypto, not your keys, not the cryptos. Check links down below. Okay, so XDC has a place in the new financial system. And we're thinking about, DLTs disrupting every single sector. When I think about the main sectors involved, like supply chain, like standards, when it comes to financial systems. When I think of financial systems, I think of XRP, I think of XDC, and I think of XLM. And when you think about XDC at its core, it can do everything Ethereum can do, but also store private information. Because when you think about financial institutions wanting, the looks of a open, public, decentralized financial system it's not ideal for them. But XDC has a little bit of middle ground because it's delegated proof of stake, offering privacy options, right? When we talk about XDC, we talk about a regulated network used by banks, small, medium enterprises. We have to talk about the ITFA and the TFD initiative. And you're seeing XDC Network being partnered with an association that focuses or deals with major banks, SME funding platforms, institutional investors committed to the digitization of trade distribution. And this is where XDC's place lies, being the only asset that can be utilized to fund trade finance assets, making trade finance more accessible for non-bank investors and closing the SME financing gap. Let's have a little look at what it actually is. So we can see here, the gap represents the difference, and it's ballooned to the US 1.5 trillion in 2019. The finance gap is now estimated to be at least $3.4 trillion due to negative trade impacts from COVID-19. A lot higher now. Those most affected by the gap are SMEs and micro businesses, particularly those in developing countries. Banks rejected more than 40% of trade finance applications from SMEs. And let's remind ourselves what XDC is doing. It's pretty common knowledge, but it's setting itself up for the next part I'm going to talk about. So XDC is removing the need for intermediaries, saving time and costs in trade finance operations. That low transaction cost, at 0.00001, making it more accessible, affordable for small, medium enterprises, developing countries, unbanked populations for trade finance services. Now let's talk about number 2, which is regulation and legislation. Let's talk about quite a recent article about a month ago. So European G20 leaders call for urgent regulation of crypto conglomerates. So we can see what country it's going to, not country, sorry, what year it's going to lead into. But you can see here, central banks and financial regulators making up the financial stability boards. European arm discussed the urgent need to regulate crypto given recent developments, endorsed the October report on stablecoins. So down at the bottom of the article, we can see here, final report of regulatory recommendations expected in the summer of 2023. And in reference to G20 with XDC, XDC meets the G20 sanctioned FATF standards on digital assets for AML. And to put simply, we are early. Same with Ripple, XRP, the ODL volumes. We are early. You know, when you think about, we won't see these prices move until governments fully adopt legislation for digital documents, then we will see the momentum for digitalization. And what is XCC doing? The digitalization of trade finance. You know, let me give you an example here with the ICC Digital Standards Initiative. We can see here, years of digitizing trade documents, 20 plus. MLETR adoption since 2017, 7 jurisdictions. There are around 320 jurisdictions. Global electronic bill of lading issuance in 2021 at 1.2%. And so with all of this information, it is screaming towards the price going up at a later date, whether that be with regulations approaching 2023, whether that be 2024, whether that be 2025. I'm holding for the long term. I'm not too fussed about short-term price action. Yes, it'd be nicer to see a bit more volume, a bit more positive recent news with XDC, but it is what it is. I know what I hold. And in a couple of years' time, I will either look like a genius or an idiot because it is my third hold in my portfolio. Now let's talk about the electronic bill of lading and some use cases. So here we have Crypto Near D. EBL adoption, pay to play, overcoming challenges in the payment sector. ITFA chairman talked about that earlier on. Edwards separately said the bill will also break psychological barriers. So people say cash is king, fallen from 50% of payments in 2010 to 17% in 2020. Digital sector represents a wealth of opportunities. In 2019, tech space contributed approximately £151 billion to the British economy alone. Now, we talked about 7 jurisdictions here, stated here, but in October 2022, the UK became the first next potential name to be added to the list, with the bill beginning its journey through government. You can see use cases. For example, you can see XDC being used in the electronic bill of lading in Egypt, or when it comes to Corda, electronic bill of lading, Corda Enterprise, when you think about trade finance, payments, cargo booking, custom clearance, much, much more. Now, here we have the World Economic Forum. The promise of trade tech, policy approaches to harness trade digitalization. 2022, I totally missed this. If you go to page 40, you can see Zinfin being cited here. Examples of tokenization of trade documents. So you can see TradeFinex decided to refine smart contract standards based on Zinfin blockchain to provide not just a standardized data sets for tokens, but to also meet KYC and anti-money laundering requirements. Zinfin was mentioned 4 other times in this article, and this was earlier this year in 2022. You might think this is not huge information, but realize these centralized entities have been involved with crypto and blockchain, testing blockchain for a very, very long time. It might seem like they're very new to it, but they are not. And there are certain chosen cryptocurrencies. Also, shout out to, I'm assuming one of my subscribers, Dr. Doomsday15, for making me aware how alike the UN logo is to the actual Zinfin logo. XDC is one of the chosen ones. Now we're approaching the end of the video here. I want to talk about the World Gold Council so we can see enabling a digital future gold. So welcome to the World Gold Council, a leading organization in the gold industry. We are committed to shaping the conversation around gold and creating a brighter future for all. You can see some tweets here that central banks maintain their appetite for gold. This is true. Members contributed over $57 billion in the countries which they operate in 2021, and the co-founder follows them. As we said at the start of the video, central banks, reserves for Russia, US are, stacking up on gold, possibly going back to a gold-backed standard. It's something to definitely keep your eyes on. I mean, there's a gold-backed asset built on XDC network, which is Contech Gold. It's something I'm going to keep my eyes on, but definitely this video could have been a lot longer to go really into detail why where XDC's place is in the financial system. But I hope today's video was enough. If you enjoyed today's video, please leave a like down below and consider joining the Discord, where there is a section now on crypto project videos, where we got Ripple XRP, we got Hedera Hashgraph, HBAR, we have Quant QNT, we got XDC, Andre Kasman talking about helping banks and fintechs work together, strategy and market engagement of Zinfin. Maybe go and check that out. It is in the Discord down below, and there's a mindset section also, if that is something that interests you. But if you made it this far in today's video, thank you very much for watching. Please leave a like down below, and I'll see you guys in the next one.